Hey guys.
Yes, hello. How are you?
So in this video I want to appeal to atheists
You're not exactly off to the best start. This video's already extremely unappealing, and it's only been a few seconds.
to see if I could convince them to believe in a god.
Oh, appeal to us in that sense. Well, that's more reasonable at least, although I doubt you're going to succeed in either sense. You know, if you needed a smoke break, you could have done that before you turned on the camera. Only takes a couple of minutes. I guess you were just really impatient to make this extremely important video and you couldn't wait. Which also might explain why, I'm not sure, but I think you might be filming on the toilet. You got tiles behind you, one of those over-the-toilet cupboard things. If that's not the bathroom, it looks suspiciously like one. And if you listen closely as we go on, it also echoes suspiciously like one.
I'm like, the earth is perfect because it goes around the light source, the sun. And then the moon goes around the earth to light the night at nighttime.
Okay, that's handy and all. For us, who evolved under those conditions. There are plenty of organisms on this planet, though, that don't have any interest in either of those light sources, like to see by. That's us. We're just one way things can be. We are adapted to a niche where those things are relevant.
So that could be intelligent design, designed by something way bigger than us and more intelligent and more capable. Or
Ugh, or what? Just get to the point. Here I was thinking this video's 7.5 minutes long, but turns out for all intents and purposes, it's basically 5.5. Anyway, as far as this first possibility goes, yeah, sure. It could be that, I guess. There's nothing really to imply that. There's no real reason to assume it either. There never really was, strictly speaking, but I'm a bit more sympathetic to people in the past thinking that way, when they had no access to, or practically any means of accessing, any well-supported explanation, or even really understanding epistemologically what would be involved in supporting an explanation properly. We don't have this excuse anymore, so I have a pretty hard time taking people seriously when they talk as if this is some sort of a serious competing theory. There's nothing serious about it, it's just a bunch of crap.
Or something gave birth to the earth, or the earth is just a part of a bigger whole.
Oh. Okay, that's worse than what I was expecting. So it's either intelligent design, or something gave birth to the earth, which I don't know if I even want to think about what that would be. That's a large vagina. Or, third option, the earth is part of a bigger whole. How much bigger of a hole can you get than the vagina that gave birth to the earth? Anyway, these are the only options you can think of for why it might be handy for some life forms to have a cycle of sunlight and moonlight. Okay, I don't think you're taking this seriously. For this and several other reasons. Such as that.
You can't discount all beliefs in a higher power.
Oh, believe me, I can.
Because there's no scientific reasoning.
Okay, I waited a little bit there for you to explain that statement, but instead you felt it was more important to puff on your cigarette again. And you don't elaborate on that thought, so a couple possible meanings come to mind. The first is that you're trying to say that there's no scientific reason to discount all beliefs in a higher power. Okay, well, discounting or disregarding your poorly justified beliefs is not something for which I need scientific reasoning. Alternatively, you might mean that I can't discount all beliefs in a higher power because those beliefs are not supported by scientific reasoning. But of course I can. That's not the only reason why I do, but I can do that. I don't even really think it's invalid.
If you think that this is all a mistake,
I don't. That again implies somebody doing something, in this case poorly.
and that we're limited.
That human beings are limited? Okay, I do think humans are limited. I think most theists believe that too. Do you not? What kind of theist are you then? Maybe the real question is what's in that cigarette. It's got a filter on it, it's got the yellow part. I'm pretty sure it's just tobacco.
And I'm like, yeah, you can apply that science to say what's limited in the world.
What? You gotta come at me with that again, I have no idea what you just said.
You can apply that science to...
Oh. Now I get it. You can apply the science to limited? Sure, yes. No. Maybe. Not applicable? I don't know.
measure our limited resources.
Wait, you can apply the science to measure our limited resources. So we are limited? as humans, at least in terms of resources. Is that our only limitation? Do we have other ones? If you want to appeal to atheists and convince us to believe the thing you believe, it'd be really helpful if you provided any clarity on what you believe. Maybe lay that out first and then we'll go from there.
But at the same time, how is this not divine?
How is what? Using science to determine resource limitations? Or the sun being a light bulb? Which one? Anyway, is that the appeal to atheists? How is it not divine, huh? Is that it? Do I need to stay here, watching you smoke?
Now, you don't believe magic and its falsehood, just like me. I don't believe in magic and its falsehood.
Okay, we're not talking about magic, are we? When did we mention magic? Why are we jumping to this all of a sudden? Does this video have a topic, or are we just saying random things? Maybe back up and start with like a mission statement, or a vision board.
But the fact that a man and a woman can get pleasure from having sex...
Really? We're going to this as the second example? Sex is fun, especially by moonlight. Well, I guess I can't blame you. If you can't win them over by appealing to the upper head, try the lower one.
And give birth to a child.
And if that doesn't work, try something cute, like a baby.
And create their own version of both of them combined. Now that's divine right there.
So is divine just another word for biological? Because all of that is extremely biological. If you think those two things are synonymous, fair enough, that's your problem. But you're trying to appeal to atheists who don't already think this. So just saying, hey, people can make babies, that's divine, is not going to convince them. They already know people can make babies, and they already don't think it's divine. What do you think you're accomplishing here? Maybe you just got bored of scrolling social media while you poop, and so you decided to chatter into your phone about nothing. That could be what you hope to accomplish, but then I really don't know why you're addressing it to atheists. If that's what it is, it doesn't seem relevant to anyone but you.
We've been doing that since forever, because we're mammals.
Been doing it since a long time before our ancestors were mammals, too. Okay, well, maybe not the giving birth part exactly, but close enough.
200,000 years ago was when people like us started to evolve into what we are now.
There's a lot of misconceptions in that statement. I mean, for one thing, Homo sapiens is most likely half again as old as that, but that's kind of a minor issue. The bigger issue is what you mean by people like us started to evolve into what we are now. Like as if there were people like us existing well before 200,000 years ago, which is very true depending on your definition of what it is to be like us. That's an extremely fuzzy term, to the point of total meaninglessness. But so these people were like us, but 200,000 years ago, suddenly they started evolving to be what we are now, implying that before that point, they weren't doing that. This is something that had to be initiated. But of course, that's completely meaningless. All of the past leads to the future. Everything in our ancestry can be seen in hindsight to lead to us, just like everything that descends from us will be able, in hindsight, to see us as leading to it. The process of organisms evolving in ways that would eventually lead to us did not start 200,000 years ago. It started at the start of life.
And what we're going through is a degeneration.
Oh, so we're all turning into a bunch of degenerates. Well, I can't speak for myself. I don't really think that's true. But if you feel like one, I'm not going to argue. I've never seen someone make smoking a cigarette look like such an effort. It looks painful when you do it. It's supposed to be relaxing. Anyway, carry on. Why are we degenerating?
Because of society.
Ah, society! Of course, the fiend strikes again.
Now, some of us are getting smarter because of the advancement of society.
But in like a degenerating way, I guess?
And some of us are regressing into more aggressive and more ignorant forms of human.
Ignorant, okay. I figured you were going to say some people are getting dumber. More aggressive, though? Compared to when? What an odd statement. Anyway, so society is gradually stratifying people into the smarties and the aggressive dummies. How precisely remains unsaid, but the conclusion is of course obvious. The smarties will live on the surface, scooting around in flying cars powered purely by thought waves, while the dummies won't be able to compete and will have to move underground into the cheaper houses, where they'll beat each other up so regularly that they evolve hard shells and gain the visage and mannerisms of a snapping turtle.
You know?
I do know. It's inevitable, my dude.
But the truth is
I bet it's not.
that the world is divine.
I was right.
We can give birth to an extension of ourselves. You know?
Yeah, I know. And if I didn't know that before this video, you told me. Don't really need to tread this same ground again, do we?
Just because there's no afterlife doesn't disprove God.
Wait, there's no afterlife? Okay, again, what kind of theist are you? But more importantly, how do you know that? You don't think you can justify believing God doesn't exist, but you think you can justify believing there's no afterlife, which if anything might be more difficult to justify. Please enlighten me as to how you've reached this insight.
Because every life here was created from the water.
Well, life originated in the water, sure. I'm at a complete loss as to how you're going to connect this up to the afterlife or God.
You know, all life on Earth was created from the water. The original cells, Luca, the last universal common ancestor.
Sure, although Luca isn't really the point. Luca would be more recent than the original life. You see what I mean? That actually looks painful. The way you tense your neck up. I'm getting stressed out just looking at it.
And you can worship Luca as one of the gods, just like you can worship the sun, you can worship the water.
Yeah, I could do those things. I could buy a pet rock and worship that too. Why?
And then you can hope.
Bro, that is a bathroom mirror. I knew this was a toilet video. Why are you making a toilet video? How is this a toilet topic? What even would be a toilet topic? I don't want you to talk to me about anything from there, or any other time your pants are around your ankles. Don't stand up! Don't even think about it!
The being that created the earth.
Phew. Thank you.
Is still alive.
That car is right outside your bathroom. They're coming to get you for making a toilet video. I told you shouldn't have done it.
You know?
Actually, I have no idea what you said, now that I think about it. This is all very distracting. Let me listen back for a second. Okay, you said, and you can hope that the being that created the earth is still alive. Why would I hope that? Why is that even important? What do you think you're talking about?
But there's more evidence.
Your best approach here would be to shut up for a while. Maybe turn the camera off. Go sit on the couch. Finish the video there, please. Because all I hear right now is beep, 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 beep.
There's more evidence for intelligent design than there is evidence that we're a mistake.
Oh, I think they drove away. Damn it. If they stay there, they might have forced you to move. Hopefully with a cut in between. But actually, you wouldn't have bothered doing that. So maybe this is a mercy. I don't want to see the wipe.
You know, because we're conscious, and we become conscious when we become adults. We become conscious.
I think that happens well before you're an adult, but close enough.
The ones that remain unconscious and behave subconsciously, those people don't know the true meaning of God.
Okay, is that a dig at atheists? Or other kinds of theist? Or just aggressive dummy turtle people? Why are you incapable of any precision ever?
But our physical body? Now that's magic.
No, that's physical. That's like the opposite of magic.
Look, we have 5 fingers to grab whatever we want.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 4. Wait, no. 4. Wait. 3, 2, 4. 4. 5. Oh my god. It's true. We do have 5 fingers. That's literally magic. 4 would not be magic, nor either 6. 7 is right out. But 5. Imagine what you could do with 5. You could grab anything with 5. Like a banana. The atheist's nightmare.
And arms that we can strengthen to pick up whatever we want.
Okay, I want to pick up my house next time there's a wildfire. How quickly can I get that strong?
You know, that right there is intelligent design.
Listen, toilet guy, I don't know what your name is. I promise you, you have to believe me when I tell you that I've heard already that we have 5 fingers and arms. I'm already aware of this, believe it or not. I know this is a big assertion. Okay, if the argument is you have hands and arms, I hear that argument every time I use my hands and arms. And it hasn't worked so far, I'm sorry to tell you. Why do you think it's gonna work now? Do you think the atheist, subconscious thinking aggressive dummy chuds are so stupid that we don't already know how many fingers we have? What is your understanding of the situation right now? Do you have one?
And the fact that our faces, through the advancement of technology, can still be perceived as beautiful.
Hold up. Our faces can only be perceived as beautiful because of technological advancement. And you use the word still, so like they can only still be perceived that way because of technology. In the past, it was fine. You could just do it with no tech. But that would have ended if not for the technology we invented to enable it to continue. Seriously, I wish I could just peek inside your head and see what the hell is going on.
Now that speaks of the longevity of the human organism.
No, it doesn't. What does this have to do with longevity?
Technology has tainted us, but it hasn't completely eradicated us.
The first part's a matter of opinion, I guess. The second part is obviously true. And again, I know that already. Can you make one argument in this video, like actual argument, that isn't just pointing to something I already know about and telling me it's a thing?
And when all fuel runs out in 50 to 150 years...
All fuel. Not fossil fuels or anything. No, all fuel. Any substance that stores energy that you can release and use. Gone in the next century and a half.
And we have to regress back to being farmers?
No, you'd be regressing way further than that, because fire wouldn't exist. Although food is fuel too, so I guess we'll all just starve.
And what you can pass on is if you study it and search up the pros and cons of every job, you can take up a job that has longevity even when energy runs out.
Which is farmer, apparently. Pass on, be a farmer. To your kids, I guess. What happened? How did we get to this topic?
You know?
You know what I know is you finished your cigarette, because it's been quite some time since I saw your agonized grimace. I'm not complaining.
But the whole point is that you right now...
Who, me?
That you have not lost hope in yourself and in humanity.
Okay, yeah, I haven't. Why would I have? What are we talking about? I'd say you're trying to be as random as possible, but I don't think you are.
And to not lose hope, you gotta praise something higher than yourself, right?
No, not right. Why would you think an atheist would agree with that? Well, don't get all bothered about it. If you want to make arguments like this and have them actually work, tell them to theists. The arguments themselves won't do anything, but they'll agree with you at least. But why are you telling these things to me?
So, if you don't lose hope, and you don't descend into nihilistic disbelief...
As opposed to non-nihilistic disbelief? Is that an option? If you're leaving that possibility open, how generous of you.
Then what you can pass on is a legacy of intentional creations.
Sure, you can do that. That is indeed a random statement of a random thing that you can do, disconnected from any context.
That's actually why I make art.
What is?
To impress the kids in my family.
To impress them? So to show off. Okay, it's as good a reason as any, I guess. Kind of a weird thing to just say outright like that, though.
You know?
Sure.
And to show them, yeah, you can do something like this too.
Okay, assuming the art's any good, then sure, that's kind of cool, I guess. If it's terrible, well, I guess it's still meant well, maybe, possibly.
And if you want to collaborate with music with me, check out my singing videos.
Bro, I'll collaborate with you in a heartbeat. I have zero musical talent, but I'm in, I don't care. Discord, DMs are open. Get over there.
And if you want to collaborate with music with me, you just gotta hire me $10 per hour up front.
Oh, you're looking for work. I thought you wanted a collaboration, but no, you want employment. Sorry, bro, no, if anything, you'll pay me. I'm the one going out of my way for you, okay? We're gonna do it my way. Don't forget who wears the pants in this relationship. I do, because I'm not on the toilet. Ah, who am I kidding? I don't wear pants, everyone knows that. All this stuff is hot, I gotta cool off somehow.
I get what I need, and we can collaborate on music, photography.
There is not a single thing you can take a picture of in that room that I want to see.
Movies and stories.
You make movies? Or you just want someone to hire you for $10 an hour to write a screenplay. Yeah, good luck with that. Not exactly a market begging for more people. Especially when this is your pitch. I'll make a pitch, though. I always thought it'd be fun to be a voice actor. I'm not, like, looking for work, okay? You don't gotta pay me $10 an hour. But if somebody's actually making a cool game or something they need voices for, it's not just some weird political thing or a statement or something. You know what I mean. Come talk to me. I might do it just for the fun of it. I don't really expect anyone to take me up on that for real, but I'll toss it out there, see what happens.
Or you can hire me to educate you.
You're joking, right?
And that's my legacy.
Your education of the people is your legacy. You're not joking. Oh dear. Well, at least I don't have to worry about this actually being a thing, because literally nobody's ever gonna pay for this. Doesn't matter if you put it on discount for 1 cent an hour.
And that's my legacy. that I'm smarter than 90% of people.
That is not what that 90 on your IQ test meant, buddy.
And then I pass on my knowledge to make them better.
Man, even if you are a high IQ Chad, that doesn't mean you know anything worth passing on.
And whether they're grateful or not, history will speak for itself that I spread enlightenment, and realism.
History will speak that you sat on your toilet asking for $10, and indeed that nobody was grateful for it.
But I do believe in God,
Yeah, so I assumed.
that it was his or her intention, or their intention, to create us and let us prosper,
Yeah, God created people and made the stuff and everything, yeah. I get the basic gist. This seems like the kind of thing you should have brought up earlier, like defining what you were talking about in case anyone didn't know. Why are you doing this now?
I believe human evolution is going to happen again.
Human evolution happens with every birth. What do you mean again?
All we got to do is prepare our children.
To do what, evolve more? Listen, Billy, you just gotta squeeze your evolvement glands real hard like. You'll get that turtle shell in no time.
To be able to survive when there's a lack of energy, a lack of fuel. Read the description for more.
Oh, and here I thought I was almost done. Okay, I'll do it. Instagram, 2 accounts. I checked, they're both private. You can hire me for $10 per hour up front. Real worried about people deciding it wasn't worth the money. I can do 3 things for you. Teach you to learn how to learn. Teach you how to think and apply creative reasoning to learn how to apply my mindset for yourself. Now, I'll pay you not to do that. I can teach you how to use objective, deductive, and subjective reasoning. Subjective reasoning means opinion-based reasoning. Together, we can make your opinions more impactful. Well, subjective reasoning is just ma-feels, which is what pretty much everyone does naturally anyway. They don't really need lessons. If you want to hire me, then meet me halfway. No, I'm hiring you so I don't have to do that. Search up objective reasoning, deductive reasoning, how to meditate, and what bias means. Okay, then what do I need you for? I want you completely fresh-minded so that I can mold you into a proper extension for networking and attaining relevant information. Albert, if you want people fresh-minded so they're open to what you're going to teach them, don't tell them to go Google what you're going to teach them first. That's the opposite of coming in fresh-minded. My goals are... I'm going to summarize this. Make a business and get rich and then do art. And or get hired by someone for something really cool and then get rich. And that's pretty much it. So what did any of that have to do with teaching your children how to survive when the world runs out of all fuel? Absolutely nothing, that's what. What a surprise!
When there's a lack of fuel, they better be good because they know how to make bicycles, coffee pots, fire.
Literally none of those things are getting made with no fuel. But so these are the first skills you think of that people are supposed to have when the world reverts to a primitive society where everyone's a farmer. Why the hell do you need bicycles and coffee pots? Why are these the priorities?
Cook.
What did you just call me?
Cook. Farm.
Oh, as in a thing you can do. Cook. Oh, I really misheard that. My bad.
Pass that on to them.
Look, if you pass on to your kids how to make coffee pots, bicycles, fire, cuck, and farming, you're doing pretty good. I agree with that. Just don't understand why this mix is so eclectic.
And that's actually why I don't get into technology jobs. Because I know that technology doesn't have real longevity.
Okay, but hear me out. What if you get into a technology job and you do what you said in your description in bullet points number 4 and 5? I want to invent something essential. I want to innovate every aspect of something. What if you do that, and by doing that, you get the abundance of finances before the end of the age of fuel in 50 to 150 years? Down towards the bottom, it says, give me input on what I should get into. Okay, well, there's some input. You'll be long since retired by the time the fuel runs out, so you might as well ride the wave of technology while it lasts, right? For the sake of your kids and all of your employees.
But you do you, and I do me?
Go ahead, do you. I'm just saying this whole fuelpocalypse thing seems like an excuse not to do stuff.
And if you hire me to educate you, you won't regret it.
I'm pretty sure I will, which is why I'll be tempted to keep my $10.
And you'll reap off of every dollar that you spend.
By obtaining your knowledge, I will reap big rewards, or at least some. What have you reaped with it? You're the representative of your worldview. You show what it can do for you. And what I'm seeing is you sit on a toilet smoking cigarettes talking about how smart you are while the sirens blare outside. Whereas look at this abundance back here. And I got a hat. Yeah, maybe you should pay me $10 for me to teach you. Seriously though, pay me $10, I'll do the music thing with you. Up front though.
Read the description for more.
You already said that, I already did that.
And that's it, guys. Peace out. Love you guys.
I love you too, man. Hit me up, let's make some music. I was joking about getting paid. I'll do it for free. Doesn't have to be music. Whatever you want to do, we'll do it. Alright, well, please subscribe, and I am supported by my viewers. They're how I support my kids. For now, until all the fuel runs out and technology dies. Thank you, as always, to every supporter, and I'll see you next time.